Hello guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we'll be learning about two very important inbuilt JavaScript function called alert and prompt. We will also be learning about some properties that are available or method in string. Please, if you are new to this channel, endeavor to subscribe, and for our first time subscriber, please, I have several videos, up to 27 of them, on different aspects of web development. I will advise you to start from the, if you are just interested in just the JavaScript, I will advise you to start from the first video on JavaScript so that you can actually understand what we are doing and understand most of these terms, because we are building on we are building on each of the modules or each of the method I've been explaining, so we'll be making reference to them. So for this class, I've created a little note on alert. So what is alert? I wrote alert is an inbuilt JavaScript function that displays a message in a small pop-up box, and it is used to show information to the client. So the reverse now is not a prompt. Prompt is also a pop-up box, but now we are collecting input or information from the client. So let us see how this thing works in practice. So I'll be using my browser. So to go to my developer tool, using my Windows, I can either press F12 or I can right click, then go to inspect. Once I go to inspect, it will bring out my developer tool. So over here I have my source where I can actually write my scripts. So I've created a new one. So you can, for new user, you can just click here, create, and you can write. So what is, let's learn about alert. So for example, I can just display something on the screen, just an information. So just see, it's just a method or function that are available. So let me just type hello world. Once I press, once I run this code here or press Control and Enter, you'll see what will happen. You can see it displayed hello world. Wow. And most time you will observe that once you view a particular website, you always see some alerts. Sometimes you can even see some pop up on the screen telling you, pop up on the screen telling you to provide some information. So I can just do example of a pop up here. I want to comment this out. So example of pop up. So please enter your name. If I run it, good. You can see now a pop-up box has been created. So enter your name. So my name is Daniel. You can just put Daniel and close it. I've already closed it, but the information is lost because I didn't create a variable to save this information. So I can actually create a variable to save the information. So how will I create a variable to save this information? Over here, I can just put a let, then call it name of user equals assign this to this. So any value that has been provided here, it will be saved. Any value that the user provide will be saved inside this variable. Let us try it again. So I'll use a different name. Let me use John. For example, I've used John. I've pressed enter. Now, how can I access what the user placed? So I can clear my screen. Remember, I say you can clear your screen pressing here. So now, number of name of user, you can see John has been registered here. So John is the name that was provided. So I can actually retrieve information using the prompt. So let's talk more about properties of an array. Like John is an array, and I told you what an array. Sorry, I said John is a string, and I told you what a string is when it has either a single or a double quotation. So they are called string. They are called strings. So I can close this thing a little bit. So on that screen we have some methods that are available on that screen. We on the string we have the slice, right? We have again we have the length. We also have we can convert it to either we can convert it to lower letter or capital letter. That means that the information that the client provide, the user provide, we can actually convert them using this. So we'll be making some example of of a problem that we will actually solve together. So just watch along and see what I will do. So let's talk about the first one. Let's talk about, for example, we have the name now, John. So let us check how many what is the length of John. So how can I know the length of John? I may just assign, I will just say, okay, I can, this is my console. I want to clear here again. I've cleared it. So good. I can say John dot length is 4. So if you can count it, you can see it's giving me John dot length is 4. At the same time, I can slice it. If I want to slice it, I can just use slice. In some videos ago, I explained what slice means. So before I use it, let me just use another one. Let me to convert to lower. So I think John is everything is in only the first letter. Let me convert everything to capital letter to uppercase. If I use uppercase, is a method first of all. So let me clear here again. To uppercase, I think it's meant to be like this. So this is how you call it. You can see it has been converted to uppercase. That means that everything will be capitalized. I can do the reverse to lowercase. And remember, I told you that in JavaScript is actually sensitive. So when we use the camel casing, you can see the way it is camel casing. So to lowercase, you could see everything now has been converted to lowercase. So how can we slice? Now talking about slice is a process or is a method that allows us to take a specific section or part of the string. So now if I want to slice, I would think I need to increase my screen for in case for those using mobile device to be able to see what I'm doing. So for example, this John, right? So what if I just want just just J? So what will it be? Remember, I told I in a I think video before, some videos before, 2 to 3 videos before ago, I made mention of array, right? And inside the array, I said there are some properties that are available in the array that has to do with slice. So also now to slice now, for example, we know that the variable holding the value is name, right? Name of user. Then I want to use the slice method slice. So on that slice, I need to provide some parameters inside this slice. Now I need to provide something. So number one, I just want to get the first one. So remember that this is occupy. We said the naming starts from 0. for the index position starts from 0, right? Index position starts from 0, and starting from 0, the next one will be 1. After then the h will be 2, then the n will be 3. We said in the naming, the index starts from 0. The index starts from 0. So now j is 0, right? I'll put 0, comma. Then if I just want j, what I'm trying to say is that slice from the first, but don't get to this to the second, don't get to the index position of 1. This is 0. O is the index position of 1. So if I just put I, so it's going to give me just j. You could see what just happened. So supposing I say that, oh, I don't want j again, I want jo, so I will place it to 2, right? So it will slice from position 0, then it will give me position, index, the number, the digit, or what, and the alphabet in position, in index 0 to index 1, but it will not give me index 2. So if I want j x, right, if I want h to be added, I'll put 3 also, so you can see. So if I want everything to just be added, I'll just leave everything like this. So what if I just want n? So what will I do? N is where? N is in index position 3. So now what will I do? I will start from, let's just think about it, because one thing about software engineering, you must be calm and think about it. Now this is 0, this is 1, this is 2. So I'm telling that you start from, this is 2, right? And this is 3. So if we do something like 3, this is 3, right? We are trying to get this is position 3. Let's say 2, good, comma. The last one is what? The last one is meant to be 3. Then we'll just put 4. You can see what it gave us. It gave us h. But this is not what we want. What do we actually want? So let me use my source to explain this again. Let's do it together, because this thing is could be tricky. So you can always use your source. So let me leave the terminal. Let me use source now. So let me clear my screen, or comment this out anyway. Let me comment this out. I've commented this out. So now we've talked about the slice property, and we've talked about the length property, we've talked about the lowercase, but now let's really understand what the slice property means. For example, let's name name 1 equals to Daniel. Remember, the length of Daniel is what? The total length is the total number, right? And it is 6. So, and we said each in we one thing we need to know is that each element has their index position. When we talk about with this index position, and the index position we said starts in where? Starts from 0, not from 1, not 1. It starts from 0, right? Index position start from 0. That means what we are trying to say is that d d will be equals to 0, index position 0. Then a will be index position 1, and the list goes on and on and on till we get to the final one, right? You can see this is how it works. So now we want to slicing, we want to take a specific property, or want to take a specific property, yeah, that is in there. So for example, we want just A. So what is A? A is in which position, right? Where sorry, we want D. For example, we want D. So how do we get D? So I said the way of which I can we can get D, we can just do N. You can, oh, sorry, number name, yeah, dot slice at position 0, but don't get to 1. So it's going to slice from this position, but it will not get to A. So now if we console.log this, let's console.log this, you will see what it's going to give us. You know that this one is not inside the console, so we place it inside a script. So if I run it, see what will occur in this. So the outcome is meant to be D, just D. So let's see what is going to give us in the console. Clear, run it again. It's writing undefined. So let me scroll down. Let me scroll down. So why is it writing undefined? So I want to copy this, cut it, and paste it inside the console. Drag it down. So now, so I want to clear my screen. Good. Let's just use the console to do this. Let's new name equals to, let's use the prompt. Let's prompt the user to provide an information. Please enter your message or your name, your name. All right. And one thing, if you are using the single quotation, that means that the closing tag should also be single quotation. If you are using the double, it must be double. You cannot use single here and come and use double here. It won't work. So this is a prompt that we've created. So the user already entered. Let's provide a name called Victor. Victor, right? So we can put, we've entered Victor. So now if you type Victor, right? Sorry, new name is already saved as Victor. And now we can actually manipulate this. We can, if you put new name dot slice, I want the 0 slice, I want just v's before 1, so it will give us just v. You can see that we are seeing just v. I think it's just better we just use the console for this. Let me drag this up for the benefit of those using mobile phone. So what if we do something like this? Let's see what it's going to give us. 2, you can see that means it's starting from position, let me clear this. It's starting from position what? Position 0 and is going to position 2. What if we do to 3? To 3, you can see, and Victor is a many letter word. Victor is 6 letter word. Let's see what if we put, remember we said 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the index position 5. So what's it going to give us? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what is it going to give us? It gave us this, right? Because it's not going to include the last one. So we are trying to tell you that cut it before you get to the fifth index. So what if you want everything, we can just put in row position 6 and to give us Victor, or we will not even provide a value. You just put start from 0 and you give us. What if we want to start from position 4? Let's say 3. 3. So it's going to start from, it will cut from index position 3 till the end, except we now specify that, oh, we want 3 but don't get to position 5. So it is just give us, it's going to give us just 2. So you can see how it is to manipulate this thing, manipulate using slides. So I will be just be making an example now. You will discover that, oh, when tweet, okay, let's use for example, when you want to tweet or when you want to send mail, or fill some specific form, and they actually tell you that, oh, provide a specific numbers of characters. Let's say, okay, you are not meant to provide up to 1,000 character, and you provided more, and you just copy and paste from somewhere, poof, just place it, and the moment when you press enter, you will discover that some things were cut away. So we can actually create a function like that that can actually do that for us using these slides. So it's very, very important. So for example, let's just make this let's do it together. Now let me clear my screen. I want to clear my screen. I will just go here and just clear it. Okay, this is even, I've not written anything still. Okay, so let me drag it down. So for example, I think I need to use the source now because I want to write some things. I don't want to just run them immediately. I can as well as clear this screen. So now, alert. First of all, I need to save it somewhere. Let message be equal to prompt, and we are prompting the user to provide us with some information. Please enter your your message, right? So let us run it. So I can as well as go to open any file. Okay, let me pick this. I was actually looking for something longer than this. Let me just pick this. I've copied it. Then let me go back to where we were before. So we're here and I did this, right? So good. The information is already in there anyway. So, but l- let us proceed further. Apart from that, let us make some little calculation. So how are we going to do it to know what and what we want to cut away? So we can actually return some things, right? Is it possible for us to return a specific thing? So for example, let us say, let's let's count. Let's count what the number of words that they gave to us. Let's count message equals to, let's assume that the total count is meant to be like 50. Oh, is 50 not too small? Let's say 100. Then we'll not say minus message, minus message dot length. We are going to tap into the length property. You know that you cannot minus string from a number, so it's the length property. So we'll now then we can do something like alert, send them a message back, then just alert the user and tell them that um let's alert the user. Should we even cut it? We can also cut it, right? Remember, we did something called concatenation, right? We can actually alert them back and actually cut it, right? It's still possible, but it will allow me to be talking about some statement called the if else statement, which I don't want to discuss about in this video because I will create a section for that. So let us just do something basically simple. Let us alert them and tell them the total number of words that they have. So uh, your total count is, we can use this to plus it together, so it's equal to minus. Okay, so now we've already done calculation to get the total number of this thing, so there's no need of us minusing it now. So let me, there's a bug in my code, so I don't need to minus anything. Let me just know the total number of counts. So let's do this again. Let's run it and call this number again. So now we've already created a calculator that will just help us to know the total number of words. So you can see that the total number of words was 171. So now can we cut it? Yes, we can actually cut it. If it is more than this, is meant to do this. So let me just introduce a topic called, I didn't want to talk about it in this video because I wanted this video to be short, but it's getting long anyway. So in my next video we'll be going further on these things, so let me just stop it as this stage. But there's what we call the if, is a conditional statement, right? So if this criteria is met, you can run this code, but if this criteria is not met, you can run this other code. If something is true, do this. If something is negative, false, do this. So that's the if else statement, and it's very very important. We use it in programming because when you are programming, you cannot always your it cannot always be just one direction, right? For example, all users may not want a particular product, or all user may not be 8 years old, all user may not be 20 years old. So you must create a structured program that will cater for all the needs of the user, of the client. So there's a way we can create program like that, and we use the if else statement. So we'll discuss more about that. That will be all for this video. Please just stay tuned. Doing I'll be continuing on this video in the next video. I will continue on this calculation in the next video. So have a nice day. Bye for now. God, stop.